You see these huge, vague problems land on your team's plate and everything just grinds to a halt. We're talking about those big, fuzzy strategic goals where nobody even knows where to begin. Today, we're going to break down a powerful framework to turn that paralysis into a clear, actionable roadmap. So, does this feel familiar? Is your team trying to boil the ocean? You give them a massive, undefined challenge, and they just spin their wheels, trying to do everything at once. You know, that feeling is a huge red flag. It tells you that the problem is the problem. You know, product teams almost always get caught in one of two traps. On one side, you've got the trivial. We're talking minor UI tweaks, easy bug fixes. You feel busy, right? But there's no real impact. Then on the other side, you've got the impossible. These are the big, audacious goals like improve engagement. They sound super strategic, but they're so huge the team is completely paralyzed. The real magic happens when you find a way to navigate between these two extremes. Let me tell you a quick story, and I bet this is going to sound painfully familiar. It's a perfect example of how these impossible problems can bring even the most talented teams to a dead stop. And there it is, the goal: make our software easier to use. I mean, it sounds great in a strategy meeting, doesn't it? But for a product team on the ground, it's a total nightmare. What does that even mean? It's so vague, it means everything and nothing all at once. So what was the cost? 6 months. For half a year, that team was just lost in a fog. They were stuck in endless debates, they shipped a few minor tweaks, but nothing, absolutely nothing, had a measurable impact on making the software easier to use. The team got frustrated, and the business saw zero results. This is exactly what happens when you try to tackle a problem that hasn't been broken down. So, how do we break out of this trap? Well, the answer is mastering the art of deconstruction. This is the skill that turns all that anxiety and ambiguity into a clear, step-by-step map forward. So what is problem deconstruction, really? At its heart, it's a system. This isn't about just brainstorming or guessing. It's a methodical way to take one big, fuzzy opportunity and slice it into a set of smaller, much more concrete subproblems that your team can actually solve one at a time. It's the missing link that lets you be agile in the problem space itself, not just in the solution space. And the framework itself? It's surprisingly simple. Step 1. You identify that big, hairy parent opportunity. Next, you just keep asking why. It's like being a 5-year-old again. You ask why to find the children, which are the real specific root causes. And this third step is the secret sauce. Make sure those children are MECE. Now that's just a fancy way of saying two things. First, you can solve one without messing up the others. And second, you've actually covered all the main reasons for the parent problem. This is what lets you attack them one by one. Okay, let's make this real. Imagine you're working on a streaming service and you keep hearing this feedback from customers. I can't find anything to watch. This is a perfect prompt problem. It's big, it's emotional, and it's super vague. So now we apply step 2. We ask, okay, why can't they find anything to watch? And boom, look at what happens. The vague parent problem instantly shatters into these very different, much more solvable children problems. Suddenly, you're not trying to boil the ocean anymore. You can now work on fixing bad recommendations completely separately from improving the search function. And this idea comes directly from Teresa Torres's work on opportunity solution trees. This quote really nails it. When you learn to think in this tree structure, these massive, impossible problems just dissolve. They become a series of smaller, totally solvable puzzles. It's a huge mental model shift. And the difference is just night and day. Look at this. The old way is this flat, overwhelming list of problems. It's chaos. It just screams for some huge, risky, big bang solution. But the new way, the opportunity solution tree, gives you an iterative path to actually creating value. There's no more guessing about where to start. It becomes crystal clear what you need to solve next. Okay, so the framework makes sense, but the real question is, how do you, as a leader, actually put this into action with your team? Let's get into the playbook. Here are 4 simple actions for your team. First, run a workshop. Get everyone together and map your biggest problem on a whiteboard. Second, and this is critical, target just one leaf node. That's the smallest subproblem at the very end of a branch. Commit to solving only that. Third, always frame the work. Constantly explain how this one small task ladders up to the big strategic goal. And finally, lay down the law. Ban fuzzy problems. Nothing goes into the backlog until it's been properly deconstructed. Period. And what's your role in all this? You're the coach. Your new favorite question needs to be, have you deconstructed it yet? You have to start rewarding your teams for the skill of good deconstruction, not just for shipping features. And maybe most importantly, your job is to protect the team's focus. Keep them locked in on that one single leaf node and be the storyteller who constantly reminds them how this one small win is a crucial step toward that bigger strategic victory.
Look, that was a lot of theory. So let's boil it all down to the one single thing you can do on Monday morning to get this whole thing started.
That's it. This is your call to action. Take your company's biggest, gnarliest customer problem. Get your team in a room with a whiteboard, virtual or real, and just start mapping. Put that parent problem at the very top and start asking why again and again until you have a tree full of these small, solvable leaf nodes. I promise you, this one meeting can change everything about how your team approaches their work. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Go take an honest look at your product backlog right now. Is it just a random list of small tweaks and minor fixes? Or is it a strategic, focused series of attacks on well-defined, deconstructed customer problems? Your answer to that question tells you everything you need to know.